Okay, we have some stuff that we need to do before we get started. Welcome to our 11th annual St. Baldrick's event. We are so excited. I would like to do a couple of thanks to start off. We have to thank Ms. Diane Schreiber. I don't know where you went, but thank you for all your support. Everyone give her a round of applause. We would go to Ms. Schreiber and say, what about this? That's fine. What about this? All right, great. So thank you. I'd also like to thank our assistant principal, Mr. Chris Watton. Everyone give him a round of applause. Couldn't do it without you, Chris. On top of that, Ms. White and I, we take a lot of time in doing everything to prepare for this event, but we couldn't have done it without our committee, who constantly would just come into my room. Need anything? What do you need to do? What do we have to do to prepare every single thing that you see? And there's so much more than what you're looking at. So if you are on the St. Baldrick's committee, there's so many I'm not going to list. Can you please raise your hand? Let's give everyone a round of applause. I also want to give a special thanks to Ms. Fable. I don't know where she is, but she fixed the situation for me actually yesterday, last minute, and thank you, Ms. Fable. And also, give her a round of applause. Also, behind Ms. Fable is Mr. Andrew Oster. Thank goodness for him, too. We don't know what we're going to do without you next year, buddy. And I don't know if Miss Lori Helfman is here, but she is. She's back there. But another one. I need this. What do we do? It's done in a second. So let's give her a big round of applause. On top of that, I have to say, I've been doing this for the last 11 years, but a few years into it, this lovely person right here said, all right, you can't do this alone as a chair anymore. It's too much, because it really is. So thank you from the bottom of my heart as a friend and everything. I know Ms. Lang and I would like to thank our families for being patient with us too, because we haven't been ourselves for quite a while. I also want to give a shout out to Mr. Will Latson, the principal of Spanish River High School, who used to be a principal here at Calusa. He came here today. Thank you. So this year, if you look around, is a very special year for us. St. Baldrick's is being dedicated today in our memory of Coach Johnson. And we have our theme of Calusa means Ohana because we are a family, right? Thumbs up if you think we're a family. I think we're a family. Okay? So we have some very special guests with us here today. We have Sally and Herbie Johnson, which is Coach's mom and dad. Obviously, we have Miss Johnson, Emily, Lena, and Peter. And we have Miss Johnson's sister, Molly, and her husband, Mark, and their 4 kids are here also to participate today. They actually, give them a round of applause. They flew in from Maryland just to be here because they have heard about this for years for Coach, and they said, now we really got to be a part of it. So they're all here, a special guest. So this year, this is pretty amazing. We have 82 shavies, kids shaving their heads. We have 36, and staff, sorry. We have 36 girls or women cutting their hair. And for the last 10 years, we've averaged about 150, 160 kids volunteering. This year, we had 264 kids participating. I always like to do this. If this is your first year cutting your hair or shaving, stand up. Let's give them a round of applause. Okay. All right, let's sit. Second year, stand up. Give them a round of applause. Third year, stand up. Good job. Fourth year, stand up. Give them a round of applause. Fifth year, stand up. Sixth year, stand up. Where's Mr. Aiden LeClaire? 7 years. you guys 7? 8? Oh my goodness. Okay, and I'm gonna embarrass them now. But I have Noah Lucia and Hunter Brandstorff are alumni of Calusa, and every year since they've graduated, you're in what grade now? 8th? They came back, so this is their 8th year shaving their head with their fathers. Anyone else? Am I missing 9? I don't think so. I think we're good, right? Okay. So I want to tell you, this year, even up until this morning, Ms. White and I sit at our computer, and every 5 minutes, it's up, the amount we've raised is getting bigger and bigger, just this morning. So what the total I'm going to give you is just from about an hour ago, and it's not even accurate because we know it's gone up. So this year, we have raised, so far, $55,828. Concluding the last 10 years to this point, which is going to be more. Are you ready? Are you ready? Calusa has raised $476,209. And I always like to recognize the top few fundraisers. Every little bit counts, no matter how much you raise. But where's my son Harrison raised $2,422. Jesse Edelson is in 1st grade. He's not here right now. He raised $2,338. This beautiful girl right here, Eden, is not only cutting her hair, she will be shaving her head today, and she raised $1,393. Miss Finley White raised $1,256. And where is Ryan Whitner? He raised $1,382. Let's give them all a round of applause. Okay, there's some really special people up here I want to introduce. Raise your hand if you know DJ Gene. Oh yeah. So we love Mr. Gene. So he's here. We have these amazing barbers that donate their time to come. I have Melissa from Salon XO. I have Joanne, who's been here many years from Salon XO. I just messed up. This lovely lady who I adore, Miss Lori, who a lot of you requested today, she's been doing it with us for 11 years. Let's give her a really big round of applause. I have Kelly, who is a beautiful lady here, and she is one of the parents of one of our kids. She's donating her time. Let's give her a round of applause. And then I have Julia, Will, Allie, and Alberto from Muse Hair Salon, who come all the time too. Let's give them a round of applause. Okay, so we're gonna start with some speakers and things that I really want you to pay attention to, because this is really why we're here today. And some videos and stuff, and then we're gonna get started. So with further ado, I'd like to call up Enda McDonough, who is one of the founders for St. Baldrick's. He's one of my pals who I truly adore, and let's give him a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. It's a great pleasure for me to come to Calusa and see this event unfolding. It's the 11th year. When you say that this year's event or Calusa is Ohana, St. Baldrick's is Ohana, but Calusa is an incredibly important part of that. Everybody here at Calusa does their part to help the success of St. Baldrick's, from the teachers, from Principal Mrs. Schreiber to Ms. Shantz and Ms. White. Everybody here plays their part in doing it. And Calusa has made an enormous contribution to St. Baldrick's over the last 11 years. The number of people that have shaved their heads, the good work that's been done with the money that has been raised. I won't get into too many details, but there's lots of promising solutions on the horizon. Every year we're making more and more progress, and that comes down to the contributions that you guys are making. So give yourselves a round of applause, give the teachers a round of applause, big loud one. I'm proud of the success of St. Baldrick's, but I'm really proud of the success of Calusa. It's the favorite event that I have out of the 1,000 events that go on for St. Baldrick's. You guys are amazing. Keep up the great work and enjoy the event. Thank you all very much. Thank you guys.
Let's give him another round of applause. Another special guest. He's actually also a father here at Calusa. Andy Thompson is the member of the Boca Raton City Council, and when he heard what we were doing, he decided he had to come and he wanted to say a few words. Come on up, our friend. That's not good enough.
Guys, I'm Andy Thompson, member of the City Council here in Boca Raton. People ask me, because I'm on the City Council, they say, what is it about Boca that makes it so special? Because it is a really unique place to live, great quality of life. And to me, I mean, there's a lot of things I can go on and on about it. There's really like 3 things. And this St. Baldrick's event kind of sums them all up for me. Because the first is the great schools we have here in Boca, right? Thanks to the hard work by Diane, by the teachers, Jackie's the teacher, Miss Tamanini, excuse me, is the teacher of my daughter, Allie. We have had such a phenomenal experience here at Calusa getting education. Kids, don't take for granted the quality schooling and education that you get here. Not all kids are as fortunate. So we got great schools here, right? Second, seriously, give it up for Diane. All this stuff isn't like an accident. This stuff takes a lot of work to get this kind of thing together. And your teachers, your staff members, they all did this. Second thing that I think we got that's really unique here in Boca is how charitable people are. Right? When you think of charity, you think of people being generous. You think of wealthy people giving lots of money. But here on this stage right now, you have kids who have spent weeks and weeks and weeks raising money for like probably the best cause that there is, finding a cure for childhood cancer. So it really warms my heart to see so many kids who have taken this step towards being generous and being charitable. Because that's making Boca, I think, a really special place. So for you kids, thank you. Thank you, thank you. And let me say this too, anytime a child raises money, we know that the parents involved too, right? Parents, give yourselves a round of applause for that. And there's one last thing too, it's the sense of community that we have in Boca Raton that makes us special. The sense of community. Look at how many people came together. I know you guys sitting down, you guys have to come here. Look at all the parents that came to this. Look at all the people that came together because we're a family here in Calusa. And one of the people that made it so special, I think, was, of course, Coach Johnson. And so why this is kind of a roller coaster of emotions for a lot of us, because there's a lot of energy and excitement that goes along with St. Baldrick's, but it's also a very touching moment because this was an event that Scott cared so deeply about, right? He went and spent the whole year growing his hair out so he could get it shaved today. But I think we should honor Coach Johnson in our thoughts for a moment. But also remember that this is a guy who lived and breathed this school. And so we need to honor him by continuing to have the energy and enthusiasm that I've seen all this morning. So guys, thank you for having me. Great job. Let's get him cut.
Let's give Andy another round of applause. Okay, so I have another friend who heard about our event. And his name is Josh Benton. I said it right? I said it wrong. Oh, Lenton. What is it? Sorry. He actually flew down from New York, New Jersey, wow. New York. Sorry, I'm getting my details messed up. Because he heard how awesome this was, and he wanted to share his story with you. So let's give him a round of applause.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Wow, there's a lot of faces here. So, For all the students here, how many people have known somebody that has had cancer? That's a lot of hands, right? How many of you that have raised your hands have known somebody that had cancer when they were only 15? See my hand raised? That's because that was me. I was only 15 when I had cancer. Seems scary, right? But it's not. Because there are people like you and all your friends and your parents and your teachers and all the other schools that are doing great things like this that is helping raising money. You know, people get scared when they hear that they have cancer or they have friends and family that have cancer. But guess what? Because of people like you that are raising all this money, I was still playing for my high school hockey team. I was still going to school because I felt good enough, I felt strong enough, and because there were people like you who were out there to support people like me. So I just want to say thank you. I want to say keep going. And what you guys are doing is absolutely amazing. Does anybody know Lynn University, the college, right? So I went there. We had an event to raise money for cancer. We were 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. We didn't come anywhere close to raising as much money as you guys do. I just want to say, yeah. So again, I just want to say thank you. Keep going, because again, of people like you, people like me could come almost 15 years later. I'll be 30 next month. I'll be almost 15 years removed from having cancer. So the more, thank you. So the more you guys do this, the more people like me could come back and come talk to you. Thank you, guys.
Okay, I just wanted to give a special shout out because I saw her walk in the door. We have Miss Jamie Wyatt here, our instructional superintendent for Elementary 1, one of our old principals. Okay, so we had our speakers who were awesome, but actually we have some people that gave some shout outs this year via video. So I'm gonna have them, I don't know if you should be good up there. Ms. Fable and Andrew are gonna hold down the screen. So I want you to watch. So the first video is actually from the St. Baldrick's Foundation. They are so impressed with the amount of money we raised that they actually made a quick video just to show us how amazing Calusa is. So watch this. Oh, lights, lights, lights. Okay.
Hi, Calusa Elementary. My name is Amanda, and I'm here with the St. Baldrick staff to personally thank you for raising over $420,000 towards childhood cancer research. We also want to remember Coach Johnson for his spirit and dedication that he gave to the foundation. Thank you for all that you do. You rock!
Pretty cool, huh? I thought so. Let's give that a round of applause. Our next video, and hopefully some of you I'm sure have heard of, she's a very famous tennis player. Her name is Maria Sharapova. She donates all the amazing candy every year, thanks to Farah and Max Eisenbud. Let's give them a round of applause. But she, again, was impressed and actually got to meet Coach, and she wanted to say a few words.
Hello everyone, this is Maria Sharapova, and a little bird told me that it is Calusa's 11th year anniversary today. That is incredible. But I think we can all agree that today's significance is about honoring Scott Johnson, who I personally got to meet. And I also want to say what you're doing is incredible, and I admire you all so much. So with a big warm heart and lots of hugs. Bye from California.
One of Maria Sharapova's friends, who's also a famous tennis player, Madison Keys, also has a shout out for us.
Hi, my name's Madison Keys. Aloha to the amazing boys and girls of Calusa. Congratulations on your 11th year at St. Baldrick's. It's incredible what you do for this amazing cause, and you're all true heroes. Have an amazing day. Ohana.
And then some of you may or may not know, but there's a music studio down the road called Onstage Studio. A bunch of kids I know go there. I know Mr. Burton's kids go, and my son Harrison goes. And when I told them what we were doing, one of the owners, his name is Scott, he put a shout out video to us too. It's kind of cool. Watch this.
Hey, what's up? This is Cyrus Maluki, the drummer of the band Newfound Glory, and also a parent of some future Calusa Elementary students. I'm just here to tell you that what you are doing is an amazing thing, supporting St. Baldrick's. As a past participant myself in the St. Baldrick's charities, I think it's really an awesome thing what you're doing, and together we can hopefully find a way to end this disease, get a cure, and get all those people out there happy once again. Thank you.
Okay, so that was actually, not Scott, but that's okay. That was Cyrus Maluki. Has anyone ever heard of the band Newfound Glory? I don't know if you have, but he's a famous drummer, so he did that. Do we have Scott next? Scotty next? If not, okay, hold on. Let's see who's next.